Why don't you stop upgrading? Welcome everyone to another mod spotlight, and today I'm gonna make a tutorial on the Factorization mod. A pretty awesome mod that adds lots of new functions and things to explore in Minecraft. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Alright, so let's have a look at all these nifty little items, and some of them I will have to explain to you, but don't worry, we'll get through that. So the first thing you probably want to make is a pocket crafting table, like so, and you just simply put it in your hotbar anywhere, and you press C, and you will get this nifty little interface, which is actually my inventory, but it will make me able to craft right there. Pretty cool, out of my inventory. Awesome. Next up, we have the barrel, made like so. You simply take that, and it's kind of a chest, and at the same time it's much more creative. So it can only contain one single type of item, but you simply right-click with your stack in your hand, and you can put it in there, and you can see how it shows the number of how many things are in there. And if you right-click with your bare hand, you see the exact number, and left clicking will give you one of those stacks. Pretty darn awesome. As a little side note, the barrel can actually contain 64 stacks of an item. Well, we get to automated crafting in this mod, which is a little bit more complex but also more logical than in other mods. So let's make the craft packet maker, like so. You only get one of those, but for my instance I need two of those. So first of all, you can see this interface. What we need definitely is some paper or books, which are worth 9 or 18 pages, I'm not sure. If I click twice there, and you can basically fill this up, and once you run out of pages you will have to fill it up again before it works. Here we have the pattern of the recipe, so in my case I want to make a pickaxe. First of all, we have to make, you can only make one item at a time, meaning for instance now we make the handle of the pick, and in the later stage we make the head. So what we need is 2 sticks to fulfill this recipe. As soon as we put 2 sticks in there, we'll actually get this craft packet thingy, and you can see the recipe that we made, 2 sticks. And as a side note, this seems to be a little bit complex, but it can be used with other mods tubing systems. So the perfect mod I heard to go along with this is Rep Power. So you can just connect this up to some pneumatic tubing and really make this automatic. So don't worry about that. The next stage would be that the craft packet thing goes out of here and it would go into this slot. And well, right now it's just running through because the condition is true. X is nothing, and since it was nothing, it has been processed. But what we want to do is the head of the pick right there, so we get that in there, and as soon as we get 3 cobblestone in there, there we go, we'll get the final recipe: cobblestone, 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 and 2 sticks. Perfect. Actually, the craft packet might have ran through because the slot was already occupied by a stick. I'm not sure. Well, now we have this craft packet card, but we want to actually do something with it. So we're gonna go ahead and build this machine, this damper, pretty cool. And we're gonna plot it down and put that thingy in there, and easy as that, we have our stone pickaxe. And we could pull it out with redstone tubing. We're gonna go ahead and have a look at the packager. It's made with the maker and the stamper together, and this thing simply checks if your item can be placed in the 3x3 or 2x2 area, and it will make the respective items. So you can kind of package the things together. This also works with items that go in 2x2 in the crafting table. Simple as that. To understand what's coming up in the next few chests, we have to know that this mod brings a new ore with it, which is the silver ore. And I'm aware that this ore, or actually silver, is also in RedPower 2. So if you are using mods that have silver, you can simply go ahead in the config file and disable that feature, so it will not spawn in your worlds. This mod also adds a slag furnace, which is used to process ores and stuff, made like that. And if you have to put some coal in there, and it's actually using twice the amount of coal that you usually would use in a normal furnace. Out of the silver, you actually get a silver ingot. This also works with RedPower in all the recipes, so don't worry about that. And as a side product, which is this furnace is able to produce side products, you get lead ingots. So this is actually something you need. Also, if you cook up iron ore, you get either iron, and sometimes or occasionally you get some smooth stone out of it. So let's place it down, have a look at it, maybe pick out these two items, put some coal in there, and you can see there is actually two outputs. And if we are lucky, which we probably aren't, we will get 2 ingots out of that. But it's also using twice the amount of coal. But you can see we got the side product, which is pretty good. We're gonna need that. Some more mats that we're gonna need in the future are diamond shards, made like this. Pretty expensive, but they also look very nifty. We got the sulfuric acid as well. This is a shapeless recipe made like so, and you get this kind of bottle, which is an ingredient for future recipes. Alright, so it's getting a little bit more complex, introducing electricity. What we want to make in the end is a solar turbine, so let's see how we get there. First of all, we need to make a battery block, like so, and if you remember the lead ingot and the acid from before, we get the battery block, and you can actually see the charge level. What we also need is some lead wire, which actually looks like so. There we go. With the lead wire and all the stuff that we know, we can make a magnet. Pretty cool. And you're not actually going to use up the battery block to make the magnet. You will slowly discharge it. So here I made about 3 magnets or something, and I got down to 20%. Pretty awesome. Also, we're going to need some insulated coil made with a clay block. Pretty cool. And the motor, like so. Now we need all the ingredients. With the motor, oh no, actually we need a fan first, like so. This is the last one. And with that all together we can finally make the solar turbine with the motor and the fan, like so. Looks like an easy recipe, but getting there is kind of a hassle. Alright, so for the next few machines we actually need some power. How we get that is using the solar turbine, like so. And it has to be on or in or adjacent to a infinite water source, and you can kind of check if it worked. There, it filled up a little bit. Pretty cool. And you're gonna need the lead wire to put the power wherever you want it. And you can also build this up like so. Pretty cool. Now our machine is not completely working yet. We need some reflective mirrors made with silver ingots, glass pane looking like that. And from the picture on the forum it looked like you can place them up to 7 blocks apart. So let's have a look at that. So this is how they look placed. You can check if they are working and not placed too far away, if they turn to the machine and not spinning around anymore. So this one is too far away. So you can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks in between. This is the maximum, so you can stack all the mirrors around. Let's do that. Alright, I believe this is possibly the most amount of mirrors that you can have for one machine. You can see you cannot place the mirrors in the way of others. There we go. And these are working again. And I noticed that on 2 sides it's only 6 blocks. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks here, and also on this side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in between. On both other sides it's 7. So that's maybe one thing to notice, but pretty cool. We got some power going on now. Let's go ahead. Alright, now we need a way to see what's going on with our electricity. So for that we need a charge meter made like that. Sweet. The texture is a little bit weird, I have to be honest with you, but Look at this. Let's right click this baby and we can see an average of 206. There's a target, there's some conductors, and we have power. So let's maybe smash one of those and have a look at it again, and you can see the power dropped a little bit. And there we go, back to normal. Sweet. So let's finally make an item that makes use of this nifty electricity that we have going on, the heater. Made with previous materials, furnace heater, and maybe note that you need at least 5 mirrors to get this baby running. To get the maximum power out of this thing, you kind of have to be creative in how you get the power out of this. But you can use a block adjacent to it. Don't put some cabling right here, you will interfere with machines. Also, if you put anything around here, things will stop working. You don't want that, but like that it will work. No machine seems to be interfering. Also note that it needs direct sunlight, so right now this baby is not working. If we check the energy, we have 95, and if I break this block we have 60 again, so just as a side note. So let's place the furnace, or the furnace heater actually down, and you can see that it's working. Place the furnace adjacent to it, and now we can, for instance, cook up some sand, and this is powered by sunlight basically. Awesome. If we have a closer look at this, you might need to hook it up like so, straight into the machine. You can kind of see that the cabling goes into the machine, which is a good indication that it might be working a little bit better. But yeah, I had some serious power loss there, so I think you have to connect it up somehow like so. Next we want to make the grinder. For that we actually need some diamond cutting heads, which are made with the diamond shards that we know from before. Pretty cool. With that and the motor and some ingots, actually a dark iron ingot. I will tell you how to get to that as well, don't worry. So we get the grinder. Let's have a look at it. Simply place it down, hook it up to some cabling, and you can put your ores right in there, and it takes about 11 mirrors to get it started, but only about half of them to keep it running. So I thought it didn't work at first because it took a while, but once it gets started, there you go, it goes a little bit faster in the end. Awesome. What do we get out of it? Let's have a look. Okay, things you get out of this grinder are dirty iron gravel and dirty gold gravel, for instance. Grinding some of these ores. You can cook them up in a slag furnace, and you will get the respective ingots out of them, and you might also get some side products depending on your luck and chances. But we just got 2 ingots out of that, and you also sometimes get 2 dusts or gravel thingies out of them, out of the raw ores, which means you can potentially quadruple your ore income. Of course you're not always that lucky, but in average, but in best case scenario, that's how it works. Pretty darn awesome. Now that we know everything about grinding ores, let's have some fun and make a mixer. Just like so, with a vanilla cauldron, and there we go. Before we head over to the testing area, I want to introduce you to the Crystallizer, which is made like so and looks like so. Pretty cool. And this is actually a interesting thing. The whole process takes 20 minutes, so that is pretty long. So I rearranged myself here a little bit. Here we have the mixer, and here we have the Crystallizer. And note that the Crystallizer is not connecting up to the cabling because it requires the furnace heater adjacent to it. Cool. So for instance, you can make things like in the mixer, you can clean things up. So if you happen to get a dirty lead gravel, which I wasn't able to get, I'm not sure if it drops from somewhere or if you find it in the world, but I wasn't able to produce it. I also tried putting in lead ingots into the grinder, also making them into blocks, but I didn't find out how to get the dirty gravel thingy from the lead. Anyways, if you happen to get that, you can put that in the mixer together with a water bucket. And you can see things are being processed. What you will get out of it is actually a clean lead chunk. Cool. We can go ahead into the furnace, put that in here, the clean lead chunk. Cool. And just to show you, that is what you will get. Come on. Pretty cool. You also get the empty bucket and a sludge. Cool. Another item that we didn't know yet. Alright, here we go ahead and we have 2 lead chunks. Pretty cool. With the lead chunks we can go ahead into the crystallizer, and we need some sulfuric acid down here. And you can place these anywhere you want, and maybe the more you place here the better the chance is. Anyways, the process is pretty long, and the outcome will be put in here. Important to note is that you only need to heat it up for a short amount of time, and then we need to disconnect it from this furnace. I haven't arranged this pretty, you know, intelligently, but I'm just breaking it apart since I'm in creative, and the process should go along now, hopefully. Alright, so 20 minutes later we finally get the outcome, which is 2 crystalline lead. Pretty darn awesome. And we can do this basically with all of the mats that we can process in this way. So this is kind of the cycle that you have to go through. So let's go on. Now it's getting even more interesting. Demons and wrath igniters. Oh my gosh, let's have a look at it. So nether brick and one of these diamond shards will give us a wrath igniter. Now we finally get to make the dark iron ingots. So one thing to know is that this is a dangerous tool, and you can mess up things, but what I have prepared here is a little secure burn down area. So if you are using this on iron blocks, they will actually transform, and you can hear that sound, so it will be a disaster. And how this fire works, it basically looks like this for a brief moment, and you can see it basically expanded all the way through the iron blocks, and after that it will transform the iron blocks, and it will also transform itself into a normal fire. But this fire is a little bit nasty. It will spread much quicker than normal fire, and you just have to make sure that you burn it, or that you extinguish it, just like so. And if I quickly hop out of creative mode, like so, there we go, I can pick those up with my pick, and what we get is some block of dark iron. We can put that in a crafting table, and we will be able to get the dark iron ingots. Pretty cool. Note that the nether brick prevents the fire from spreading anywhere you don't want it to, so it kind of is the perfect material to build a wrath forge, which is another contraption you can make in this mod, and it basically is a dark iron farm. Every time you place an iron block it will consume it, and yeah, you can kind of farm your dark iron, but the fire will also weaken a little bit, but you can see. And once, oh yeah, there it just burned away. You kind of have to be careful about that. But once you used up all its strength, or however you want to call it, it will extinguish. Pretty cool. One very funny addition in this mod are the demons. So they only spawn in the nether, and how you actually get them is by luring them into a chest. So just place a chest in the nether and put some nether wart in it. So there needs to be at least 24 nether wart in the chest, and you will get about 1 demon per minute. But be careful, they will actually consume the nether wart in the chest. They look like this, so they will kind of be placed in your chest, and if you pick them up they will actually hurt you sometimes and poison you and all that good stuff. What you can do is you place them with a string together in a crafting table, and you will get a bound tiny demon, which is used in other recipes, in evil recipes. So this is kind of a new aspect in this mod. It's pretty darn awesome addition to the Nether. What you can make with this tiny demon, for instance, is arranging it like so, together with flint and obsidian, flint and steel at that, and you will get a wand of cooling, which is the thing that I have here. And what this basically does is just making water into ice. I used it over there, so it is kind of permanent, the ice doesn't melt. And I would imagine it also does things with lava that you would expect. So here we can see I placed a chest together with a stack of nether wart, and we already got 2 tiny demons, so that is up and working. The item router, made like so, pretty interesting recipe, seems a pretty awesome machine, so let's go have a look at it. I have 2 item routers right there connected to all these furnaces. Let's check out the lower one here. The setting is to bottom sides. So what you can do is you can right or left click to switch between the different modes, and there's plenty of modes that you can kind of set them to, but we want to go into the bottom side. So what I'm going to insert basically is some coal that should go into the bottom sides of all these furnaces. So let's put them in, and it will insert them. You can also extract them if you want. So there we go. We got the coal going into all of our furnaces, and it's evenly distributing them. Pretty cool. Up here we got the option into the top side. So let's put our gold ore, for instance, and you can see all our furnaces flashing up. And obviously you don't want to use normal furnaces in this mod. Then maybe let's grab another item router, and we're gonna put it anywhere here, and you can make this as big as you want. As long as all the furnaces are connecting up, you don't have a problem. So we want to extract now, and not from the top side, so that was a bit weird. We want to actually go from east side, right? Yeah, from the right. There we go. Now it's picking up the gold ingots from the east side, and we can put those in again. And we should see some work going on. Pretty nifty, I have to say. So now we get to the upgrades that you can place within these routers. First of all, we have to craft them. Like this, you will make the item filter. How you apply the upgrades is by shift right clicking on the machine, and what you will get actually is a -- symbol right here that you can open up, and you can place some filter items in there. Pretty good. Next up, we have the machine filter made like this, and you place it into the router and you get this again. Now you can decide to which machines then it will distribute in the network. So this was the normal option. Then we got only the furnaces. You might have chests and stuff adjacent to them, and that will all work, which is pretty cool. The stamper or whatever. And you got with visit all or visit near, so it will give priority to the ones that are close. Next we have the speed boost upgrade, and it is made like this. Pretty interesting. Anyways, it will speed up your network significantly, but only if it is really big, so it is only useful for really complex systems. The thoroughness upgrade will make sure that a machine is completely full before the router system will go to the next. The bandwidth upgrade will actually move one stack at a time instead of item by item. Next up we have the ejector, made like this. Cool, so let's have a look at it. If you want to combine some of those, you can simply do that by placing both of them in there, and once you can cycle through all of the upgrades, as you can see, Pretty cool. And you can press delete to remove the upgrade, as you can see down there. So right now the ejector needs to be combined with the machine filter. So the ejector can actually take items that go in here from any system into a adjacent chest, like so. And for instance here we could check to the top, like so, and everything that lands in here will actually, you would have that to extract, and it would extract from an adjacent furnace that has processed the materials and put it into a chest. This is how that works. Next up we have the wrath lamp, made like so. Pretty awesome, and this is a much stronger light source than you would usually encounter when using glowstone. So let's place that down right here, and you can see what a huge area it actually lights up. Awesome. Next up we want to craft a bag of holding, which is kind of cool when you want to go mining excessively. So you have to make this with all these materials, and you're going to place it right here, and you can see it only stores 3 columns, basically the first bag you make. You can upgrade that later, but if you assign a key to it, and I'm quickly going to show you that in the controls, you can see the bag of holding shortcut. I have set it to B. For you it's going to be something else. I wasn't comfortable with the normal setting, but we can press B, and what it basically does, if I put it in the right section, I can store materials in there, like so. These cobblestone have been picked up, and I can get them later. Pretty cool. I can also spit them out again, but right now it only stores 3 columns, so what do we do about that? We're gonna upgrade it. So let's get our crafting table going, put things out of there, and we're gonna actually take some more materials right there where we need them. I think it's a shapeless recipe, so let's go ahead and put that in here, and we get an upgraded version of that. Now it stores already 4 columns, 5 columns, 6 columns, and can we go up to, I don't know, let's see, 8, 9, and that should be it, I guess. 10? Are you serious? Anyways, you can upgrade that quite a lot. I'm gonna let you find out to what ends, and let's go ahead. Alright, so let's get to the last part of this mod, which is the armor. You can make some special armor using iron ingots and gold nuggets, and with the material you get, which is a mecha chassis, you can make armor just as you would, like that. As a note, it will actually not break. This armor is non-breakable, but it will also not protect you, and that's where we get to now. You can actually make one of these machines, like so, the mecha modder, and how this baby works is basically you put your mecha armor in there. So if we get, let's say for instance, our chest in here, we can put some upgrades in there, and that will actually make the chest work. So let's have a look at the upgrades. The first thing you probably want to do is put some upgrades armor wise in there, so it will basically work as a armor piece, and you can ignore these for now. They aren't important for the armor, but when you pick that out, it will actually stick to the chest plate, and it will now protect you. And how this works: while fighting, it will actually first use up the durability of this chest plate and then this one, but this piece here will never break, but the upgrades, they will. Okay, we also have 3 special upgrades for now. We have this one. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that, and what it will do, it will make you fly up in the water really fast when you use the assigned key. So let's get that out of here, and we're gonna place the mecha armor in there. And now this one is important. It will first of all tell you what it will do, and second of all, you can change the shortcut key that you want to use for that special update or upgrade, actually. There we go. Then we also have the cobblestone drive, which is, there we go, made like that. Pretty cool. And what it is basically, it is a cobblestone generator basically. So let's put that in here. There we go, and we can assign another key. Let's say the R key or the F key, whatever. Last but not least, we have the mounted piston upgrade, like so, and this will make you actually able to move blocks around. So let's put that in here as well, and we're gonna assign a key. So let's not go, we're gonna go with the V key. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the upgrades in action because right now my shortcuts don't work for some reason, but I'm pretty sure they will for you. The piston upgrade will basically make you able to push around blocks in real time and without placing down a piston first. Cobblestone generator will make you able to generate cobblestone, not very quickly, but if you need a few blocks it will do the job. And the water fly up is pretty self-explanatory. So that's basically it. Alright, so keep in mind that this mod is in a very early stage. There will be plenty of additions coming along in the next few months, so keep updated. I will post a link in the description to the corresponding thread so you can kind of have a sneak peek every now and then and see if the mod is updated. So thank you very much for watching. If you have stuck with me through all this, you are awesome. Have a good time, and I catch you next time. Bye bye.